Just what are you trying to get out of this training here? Or what are you trying to soak in, you think?
Yeah, like they said before, it's more of an evaluation, so I'm just trying to take, the critique I get from the staff and what I need to work on, what I need to improve, get stronger, obviously, a little bit faster, and try and take that into my summer and take it to the next level.
What do you think worked so well for you with the Firebirds last season? What kind of clicked?
I think it was like hockey's such a team sport, so we had really good staff that helped give us a lot to to go and play our best. I had great teammates, great line mates, and it all kind of clicked together. And then obviously for my game, I think I'm a fast-paced player, more of a playmaker than a shooter, but this year I really tried to tinker down and shoot more, be more deceptive, and I think that helped, especially having a few weeks last year in summer with the Red Wings. I think that just gave me a lot of confidence going into the season to try and have a good year, and I obviously had goals going into it, and yeah, it was good.
There's only 2 games with the Griffins at the end of last year, but I mean, did that help at all, just to kind of get your feet wet there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It was only 2 games. It was right after the season ended, so I was a little down, obviously, but then as soon as I got there, I realized, what a cool place this would be to play in possibly next year, and the games, what I took from it is how prepared they are. Even with 2 games left, everyone's preparing very well and you're eating well, and they definitely have to get a lot stronger at that level, especially for face-offs in the corners, stuff like that. So it'll be an adjustment, but I'm excited to try and make that.
You always talk about your size or lack thereof. I mean, is it almost like a chip on your shoulder at this point, or you just try to battle through it? Or what?
Yeah, I was always small growing up as well. Late bloomer, still kind of growing into my body, so it's obviously going to take time, and I think it kind of helped me growing up being so small because I had to learn how to deal with it at such a young age and kind of dealt with it my whole life, so it's always going to come up. There's a lot of small guys who play, so I'll try and make it work if I can.
Is this kind of that next step you talked about, it's now a profession for you. It's not just, hockey's not just something you do, it's going to be your career. So is that kind of a big step to take when you make that move?
Mm-hmm.
You got a junior and now you're going to be a pro?
Yeah, definitely. Even when I was a kid, I never saw it as something that I just do. I always kind of took it as my lifestyle, but now it's like a job now. When you're getting paid to do it, soon I'll be getting paid to put food on the table for, a family, my family. So that's how I'm kind of trying to change my mindset, and like I said before, it'll definitely be an adjustment at the pro level because you're playing against grown men with families that they're providing for. So, but yeah, I'm excited for it, and it should be fun.
So you're done with the OHL, or do you have an overage year or anything, or are you for sure going to be pro next year?
I'm not sure about that. I could go back for another year, an overage season with Flint. It's kind of up to the staff and how they feel I'll fit in the system next year, and if I'm ready to make that jump, then that's awesome. If they feel like I'm not ready to make that jump, then I have to work on some things, and I take that into my season. I use it as motivation, try and come back stronger, but I'm just going to try and put as much work as I can in this summer, and hopefully I can make the jump, and it should be fun.
What is the Flint team and program kind of been built into now? 4 or 5 years ago it was in the headlines for not so great reasons, and it seems in the past 4 or 5 years it's kind of grown to a stronger program and community. Like, what's the Flint program like now there?
Yeah, I think it takes more stabs than it should. I mean, we have really good fans. We have a really good facility, a really underrated facility. Not a lot of people talk about it. And we have great resources and great staff. So all that kind of comes collectively and comes together. You want to play for your fans when you go in the building. They're very supportive, which is really helpful. And as far as the room and stuff like that, we had a great room this year, and just great facilities. We have a lot of stuff that can help you away from the game.
Who are some of the guys in Flint that may have helped your game as you've kind of stepped forward, but from a teammate perspective?
Teammate perspective.
Yeah.
Every guy. Starting in my first year, there was a few guys who really took me under their wing. Some of the older guys, especially the OAs. Tag Bertuzzi took me under his wing pretty good. In my first year, he was there from the start, and then when Ethan Keppen came over, he did as well. And then obviously Riley Piercy, for the last 2 years, we drove together. But it was a collective. There were so many guys. I could name the whole team, especially going in as a young guy in my first year. Everyone was really good to me, and they, like I said, they took me under their wing, and it made the adjustment easier for me.
You had some pretty slick moves in the 3-on-3 tournament last year. Do you have an encore plan for Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and look at it as just 3-on-3 and just an assessment. I'll do what I can out there. I'm obviously gonna compete, and you know it is a game, but at the same time, I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself. It's a development camp. You know, not that it's not important. It is very important, but like the staff always say, it's an assessment, and you know I'm more concerned about in the gym, putting on weight, putting on strength, and maintaining my speed while doing that.
You kind of answered this a bit already, but as you say, you're known as a playmaker, but last year you scored a lot of goals, so it was a kind of a conscious decision on your part to try to be more of a goal scorer last year?
Yeah, definitely. When I went into, after being drafted by the Red Wings last year, I only had 18 goals that season, and more than double I had assists. So I went into the summer knowing I needed to get a lot stronger, knowing I was going to go back to the OHL, and I really worked on my shot and my strength as much as I can. And you know, I shot a lot of pucks, did a lot of skating, did a lot of drills off the ice to help that. And even if it didn't make me 10 times stronger, it put the confidence in my mind. And going into the season, I was more eager to shoot the puck. I wasn't, and it made me more of a threat as a passer too, because now people don't have to just take away the pass; they can take away the shot, and that's when you know my passing can thrive a little bit more. So I was happy to kind of contribute on both ends there.
Do you have a target weight that you try and get up to or anything like that before the coming season?
Yeah, me and the staff, like we talk about it. Definitely, I'm a little bit underweight, but it's hard to control. I'm still growing into my body, but I think they want me at around 180 pounds. Right now, you know, just give or take. I fluctuate quite a bit, but I can be as high as like 175, as low as 170. So in between there.
Are there guys that you met at this event last year who you sort of stay in touch with throughout your seasons elsewhere, or is it kind of like sticking to your other business?
Like other
that you're
players?
Other players, well, Red Wings prospects.
From the yeah, there's a few guys you get close with. There's obviously the guys who you play against in like the OHL, you talk to, you communicate to, and you know, last year Cross Hannes, we talked a little bit just because we were going to Traverse City together, and you know, we both played in the CHL, and then Red Savage and he has a nice house up here, so me and a few of the guys would go up there when we were training here earlier and hit some golf balls and just hang out there. So that also makes the adjustment a little bit easier because you are away from home and it's the summer, so it's nice to get out and not think about the game sometimes.